I think the best thing I ever did was say this dream out loud to the people who care about me the most. And when you're stuck, you raise your hand.
Having someone that can be there with you to navigate that without any sort of judgment.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Whitney. This is the Use Your Fear podcast. Welcome to the Use Your Fear podcast. We're finally starting this episode.
And I also want to apologize to the listeners for any sound issues ahead of time because my computer did not. We're fighting. We've been fighting for a little bit. And so I am on my iPad and I have AirPods on. And this is where we're at. Yeah. So I'm Michelle.
Sometimes you just got to raw dog it. So I'm Whitney.
And this is the Use Your Fear podcast.
So today's episode, it is called The Fear That Won't Shut Up. Living with ADHD as a mom, wife, and overthinker. And this is one of my best friends meeting my other best friend. This is Rylan. So this is like an epic moment in life, getting the two of them together. Yes. And I think I'm getting kicked out of this threesome. So
well, see, we have the advantage of living in the same city. Sorry.
Yes. A butterfly effect has happened, guys.
No.
Fine.
The world
calling
will never
Rachel
be the
after
same.
this.
You're right. There's been an absolute shift today, folks. If you felt it, let me know. I'm pretty sure you did feel it.
We either saved the world or made it worse. I don't know.
I don't have an answer for that one quite yet, but when we get there, we will know. We will know.
I'm so glad we can't time travel. Dear God.
Oh, man. Could you imagine
that would be
the three of us in our early 20s together?
Oh my gosh.
All right. So on today's episode, Rylan is going to talk about something that we've actually talked quite a bit about. And it's something that Michelle and I also have in common with Rylan. It's getting diagnosed with ADHD and feeling like you're too much and not enough at the same time. So Rylan, can you give us your kind of, how did you get to the point of getting your diagnosis and kind of like what was life like until like before you got that diagnosis?
Right. So I did not get diagnosed until late in life. I was 39 when I first got like an official diagnosis because, growing up, there was just hyperactivity, whatever. I never thought that the way I thought was different. I never realized that people can actually focus on one thing at a time and do one thing. It is insane to me. I thought everybody had like 11 tabs open up in their head at all times. And it doesn't, like, one word can ding that tab and open it up. And it'll be a whole nother thought process, which will also then lead to another tab opening up. So now I got 12 and this one's open. I'm still working on this one over here. This one just came up too. Oh shit. Wait a second. I forgot. I was supposed to do something over here. Wait. So I thought everybody did that. I didn't know it was like crazy. It's like, shit, I got to get my shit together. I'm not handling life right. I'm the problem. So through a lot of trial and error, and that, there's other factors that come into this too, other diagnoses that come into it as well. ADHD can look like so many different things and it presents itself differently in everybody. So it can look like other things too. So by the time I got diagnosed, sorry, I've got a fidget spinner that I
yes, girl. Yes.
It's right in front. That when you see me do that, or you see me I had to have something, guys. Okay. Like you're telling the hyperactive,
you want to see
the
my
hyperactive
balls?
version. You've got the biggest balls of them all.
Sorry. I digress.
The ADHD is strong with these.
We apologize ahead of time.
No, it's okay. I totally followed the thought process because I went, oh, look at this. You saw something round, grabbed your balls, and now I'm singing a song. See, the thought process makes perfect sense to me. But to someone like my husband, he is like, what the hell just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And he is flabbergasted because he is singularly focused. He is very just like, he can compartmentalize
There it is.
Ooh,
It's
Words.
a hard word. Yeah.
man, and just be like doing that one thing, do it. Okay, on to the next thing, do it. Okay, I'm like, wrong with you? I mean, this is like put together behind me, and oh shit, I just knocked over my water. See, that's what. All right, this has got to go somewhere else.
We're in our people. Rylan, I do have a question. You said you're late diagnosed. Can you describe the difference between, because we always hear about boys being diagnosed, especially when they're younger. We heard all about Ritalin when we were younger. Can you describe how do girls present differently than boys, and why are more women being diagnosed later in life? If you have insight to that.
I think because there's been more research and more understanding about ADHD, because it does present itself. Now, it used to just be you were crazy, you were wild. That was like the criteria. That was it. Like you acted out in class and you talked a lot. Here's some Ritalin. That was how it worked. But now we know that ADHD has about like 4 forms really that it presents itself. So one of them is that hyperactive piece to it. That's what your girl got. Yeah, definitely. Your girl got that. And I touch on all of them really, but the hyperactivity.
You got the ring of fire.
Oh God, I got the ring of definitely the ring of fire. And then there's people that are hyper focused and hyper fixate, and then they jump to other things. I do that too. I love a good project, man. I do love a good project. Have I finished it? Absolutely not. But I have started it. Okay. And it will get finished. It may take 3.5 years. I'll get back to it. Also, how long it takes me to do laundry as well. I physically will lock up and cannot. Like my body will shut down. Boys were always diagnosed because they tend to have that hyperactive version. And it is very easy to spot because it is very visible. You are louder. You are crazy. You are more rambunctious. You're not listening. You're not paying attention. I need you to calm down. I need you to stop talking. And it tends to see that's where boys tend to show more. So that's why boys were diagnosed more. Girls don't. Girls internalize it a lot more. You can be ADHD and not be crazy loud. It's all right here. All versions of ADHD are right here. Some are just a little more out loud. Literally.
Were you quiet as a kid?
No, absolutely not. This has always been, always will be how it is. You're welcome, world.
My favorite.
Kind of depends. Kind of depends on who you ask. There's definitely a bracket of people that this is an acquired taste. I get it. It's a certain group that does not like that. Like cilantro.
Yeah, they're weird.
Soap to some people. It's like when cilantro tastes like soap to you. That's what I am.
Right.
Soapy cilantro.
So if you don't like what's happening right now, you're probably allergic to cilantro too. So you
Just bye.
Those go hand in
I love
hand.
cilantro, and it is delightful. That's why I think now that there's a lot more research, you can see how it presents itself. We're understanding more. People are understanding more how to handle it, how to deal with it. And I am a big proponent of medication. I do. I am medicated for ADHD. I know, I can tell that whenever I don't take it, that's where I stand. Now, some other people may not. They may, like to go a different route. That's fine. I'm not mad at you. Do what you want. Your life. Cheers.
I am also a medicated here, and so is Michelle. So we're all on the same side together. I do have a question talking about medicine. The first time it hit me that I was like, oh my God, is this what normal people feel like? And Eric was like, no. I was in the garage reorganizing all this stuff. And he's like, what are you doing? But did you have anything like that when you first got on medication?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I also have gone through more than one medication for this as well. So there was a period where I was on one medication. It just I did not feel like it was a non-narcotic version. So, and I took that for a very long time and finally got to the point where I could not take any more. Like I hit the max. and I was still having issues. So that's when we explored narcotic version, which has helped. And that first like day, I was like, whoa, oh, all right. Not sure if I'm really supposed to feel like this. Feel like I'm doing something wrong. But it was just the first day because my brain actually really needs it. It just didn't know. What the fuck did you just give me? You know, like it's like, wow. And then it's like, oh, okay, now. So I don't feel anything when I take it at all. And everyone's like, don't you get high as fuck when you take it? I'm like, no, I need this shit. If you should see me raw dog life before this. Whew, not pretty. Also, I hurt myself a lot because I would trip. Am I pointing to Whitney right now? Because
No, you're pointing at Michelle, but yeah.
oh, I don't know.
Yes.
I'll just there we go.
Everywhere.
The Brady bunch.
I have a very curious question because you said you've always been like this. And we're probably going back and forth because I also want to talk more about medicine too. I felt like everything was clear. Yeah, everything was clearer. Like the sounds were clearer. My vision was clearer. I felt like I had a bunch of tabs in my head that just kept opening, but no resolution was happening. And it was like when I took the medicine, I could see how the resolutions could be put together. And I cried because I was in a place of, I don't know what to do. I'm terrible. Oh, I'm horrible. I can't figure it out. I'm lazy. I'm stupid. Like, saying the worst possible things to myself. And then when I took the medicine, I started crying. I was like, oh, the world is in a terrible place and I'm not a bad person. When did that happen? Has this always been like this? So yeah, that was my first medicine encounter. But I keep going back to when you were very interested in learning about why you didn't get diagnosed in the beginning and kind of like how difficult that road was until you became diagnosed. And then all of a sudden, like the world's open up basically to you.
Yeah.
So you said you're always like this. Like I'm always, in your face. So how did you not get diagnosed when you were young?
Very good question. Because I had great grades. If you had ADHD, you had bad grades because you couldn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I made all A's. My conduct grades were not wonderful, but all my other grades were great. It's just I was talkative. She just needs to stop talking all the way through as a child. All the way through. She's just very active. And then I was able to funnel it into sports. I started playing sports at a very young age, probably like 5 or 6. And then I played competitive softball at a very high level at one point when I was younger. So I was playing year round. I had outlets and I was able to get it out there. So I was all right. And again, I thought my way of thinking was normal. I didn't know any different. I've never been any different. It's not like I contracted ADHD because I swam in a swimming pool or something.
You get it?
No, it's not contagious, by the way. I just would like to let everybody else out there know it's not contagious.
It's not sexually transmitted.
No,
Okay.
it's not. It's not. You
But-
cannot.
But did you take Tylenol?
No, did your mom take Tylenol when she was
Touche.
pregnant with you?
Touche. Sorry,
there-
I digress.
I don't think I take Tylenol now. Maybe. I don't know. Generally, we were just told, rub some dirt on it, go play.
Yep.
You drank out of the hose. You ate some sandwiches at someone's house. And then, if it's not broken, bleeding, go away.
Yeah.
There's your bike. There's the neighborhood pool. Have fun. So,
Yeah. It sounds like you were like, oh, well, your grades are good. You're still playing sports. So
Yep. I'm fine.
everything's
Yeah.
fine.
That's it.
Typical girl. She
Yeah.
talks too
Don't-
much.
She's loud. She's
Yep.
very loud.
Uh-huh.
She needs to stop putting in an opinion.
Right.
So that's how it started. And that started young. I was told that young. So that was ingrained in me at an early age. I am too much. And to this day, I still struggle with it
How so?
because the catastrophic thinking still happens. The self-doubt still is there. The constant need for approval because you are so worried that you have screwed up and you are convinced that you have screwed it up. You need that constant approval. Then because you're so convinced that you have screwed up, when anybody calls you or says, hey, I need to talk, I am
Yeah.
immediately in a fight or flight position once I hear those words, because I am convinced it's going to be something negative. I have already pre-planned in my head. I have already set myself up for rejection or for failure.
I was telling Michelle how you and I were texting and then we both just like forgot we were texting. And like a week or so later, you text me back and you're like,
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I jumped out of our conversation mid conversation. And I'm like, oh, I don't remember either.
I don't, and I will do that with people talking to me. I will literally just walk away. And I don't mean to. It's because I have already in my head jumped to the end of your sentence. I already know what you are going to say. I'm done with the conversation. I'm on to something else because this is no longer interesting. I need stimulation somewhere else. So I will go somewhere else. Goodbye. I don't mean to be an asshole.
No,
He
just
makes
happens.
me an asshole. And I'm cognizant of it. And so I try real hard. Like, because it gets my husband, poor guy, gets the brunt of it. Because it's not like I'm out there in the world, you know. If the interaction ain't happening at the Pilates studio or the grocery store, probably not talking to you, really. So poor husband really gets it most. And I don't mean to. It's just, I literally have that's done. That's over. I'm on to another thing.
When did you notice it was a problem? Like, when was it like, oh, life is hard? Like,
I didn't know it was a problem. I was told that all my problems were something else. I was medicated with other things that I shouldn't have been taking, come to find out. I was kind of
Do
making
you
myself
mind telling us what they said you had that you thought it was this or that? Like, you don't have to, but like they,
oh, well, yeah, I've been diagnosed as bipolar type A, which means that I get really manic. So when I said earlier that ADHD can look like something else, it can also look like bipolar and mania. Because ADHD, you're constantly looking for stimulation because your brain does not make enough of the dopamine. And so if you don't find it, you'll make it yourself. Something like, and that's where like the boys would tend to get diagnosed because they're not being stimulated in class because they're bored as shit, not because they're stupid. They're just bored as shit and you're a boring teacher. And so they start making their own problems. So they're tapping their pencil and then they start doing this and start, you know, because they're bored.
teachers, we love you, by the way.
Sorry.
Yes. You were
I
talking
just went off.
about,
Somebody pulled me back where we were going.
bipolar.
That's how the
It's
brain
okay.
works. See, I just start opening tabs and it comes out in my head. It makes sense. Y'all just was 4 different conversations that just happened at
No,
once. Y'all get
it
it.
made sense to me because I've
Yeah.
known you for so long.
Yeah.
So
I'm totally tracking.
Yes,
totally
y'all
tracking.
get it. Y'all get it. Normal people don't. Not
Those
people that are not.
neurotypicals.
Yes, people that are not neurospicy.
Mhm.
They
So
were like,
all of our
"What?"
husbands.
Yes.
My
Yes.
very,
None
very
of our husbands
logical,
get it.
logical husband, very down to earth. Yes, yes. So
Thank
yeah,
goodness they're there.
Yes.
girl, yes, for real, yes. Without that man's anchoring me down. Whew. Anyway, oh yeah, I was like, wait, oh, I took my medicine. I swear to God, y'all.
We say that all the time.
I know.
Oh.
I keep forgetting my medicine. So
Yes.
when I see my doctor next week, I need to ask him. I'm like, I think I need to go up on my medication, being back in one spot for work versus all the things. I'm just constantly crazy. But now I'm realizing that I do need to increase that dosage. But you said, Rylan, like you said, bipolar question mark. You don't think you are, do you?
Well, I don't know. The more research I do, is it just ADHD? Now, I'm not saying that I am about to self-diagnose myself, because I certainly am not. I've gone through enough. I've been through the ringer when it comes to mental health diagnoses and medications being prescribed and going through all of that, because it takes so long, because these medications take so long to work, maybe work. So I say question mark only because I think that it'd be worth exploring at some point. Right now, no. At this point in my life, no, not a good idea. Only
Yeah.
because you need to be in a calm, like nice and easy place in life. You don't go fucking with your medicine if you've got external stressors going on. So that's why I said maybe question mark, but that's just not something I'm gonna explore at this time. But it's there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. One thing at a time. I've been on this crazy health journey and gone upside down and backwards and back to forwards and everywhere in between. So I really resonate with that, because I'll go to doctors and like, oh, well, have you thought about getting a brain scan? Have you thought about doing this? And I'm like, can I just like open one Pandora's box at a time? Like
Mm.
just one at a time. I can
Yep.
only take film. This like consumes everything, and every little thought and feeling and dream, and like you need time to sit with it. You need time for the medicine to work. You have to find your own cocktails, what I like to call it.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is, because they're shooting in the dark too. And when you first visit your psychiatrist, right? Psychologist. I can never remember which one. 11 things,
Yeah.
you know? So they're throwing, everything against the wall, see what sticks as well. So once you find your cocktail, then you got to figure out levels too. How much of what do you need? Do you need more or less of this one? Another 6 weeks. We up this one. Okay, we're gonna go down this one. Another 6 weeks. Got to do it one at a time. And then lo and behold, come to find out, there was a whole full year I was taking a medicine that was making me crazier. It was
Mhm.
absolutely inappropriate for me to be taking. I was like, holy shit. For a whole year,
Yeah.
I was literally making myself crazier. That was a revelation. I'll tell you what. Boy, was that one. And what would have been 22 or 23? 23,
I think it was 23.
22, 23, around there. Like, yes, it was a big fucking dumpster fire. We'll say that.
Yeah.
It was not good. It was a lot of manic episodes, a lot of going on really high highs and doing some crazy fucking shit. I mean, nothing illegal. All right. Like, I'm not going to like rob anybody. That's so people get manic and then all of a sudden they join a gang and they're getting hazed. No, I don't have any secret tattoos on me. That's not me. I do stupid shit to myself and makes other people worry, essentially. I do like to spend money when I'm in mania, but I'm also cheap as shit. So I go on shopping sprees at thrift stores.
What advice do you have for people? 'Cause the mental health journey is a complicated one. It's not like you get a cold and you go to your doctor and you get some antibiotics and then you go on your way. It is a journey. You have to rule things out. You have to explore different options, different types of medicine, different doses. What advice do you have now? Because you've been through the ringer, for people going through that now.
My advice would be make sure that you find a great therapist first, because sometimes it's great to have that sounding board, and then get a reference to that therapist or a psychiatrist. You need to find one that you feel comfortable with. And they are doctors, so they don't necessarily give you that loving hug and that feeling that, some people are looking for. That's not really what's going to happen. Just want to give you that advice right now. They kind of churn and burn a little bit, but you have to feel empowered to tell them exactly what's happening. That journey, that was the hard part for me. Once I got to the part where was like, you know what? Maybe I do need to get medicated. I was like, all right, no problem. Let's go. And then you go through that long process. Yeah, it sucks. Because when I got to that part, I was kind of like on my knees, honestly. Like I was on my knees, desperate for any kind of help. because I had no idea what was happening. All I knew is that it was bad.
Yeah.
That's it. And so, had I previously, you know, admitted to myself or even just tried to talk to somebody, maybe I could have nipped this in the bud a long time ago. Done.
Yeah.
But
No.
that
This
journey,
is where you are. Yeah. The fuck journey.
yeah, I know, right? Fucking hell. That word. I know. What's one of those other buzzy words that people like to use? Aesthetic. That's one of them. But so
What
yeah,
was it?
aesthetic.
When did you, can you describe like, your that point where you're like, okay, fuck, I need help. Do you have any advice for anybody? Did you surround yourself with, safe people for anybody who is just like, I'm something is fucking wrong. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm
Yes.
gonna let you take it from there.
Yeah. So at that point, like I was not medicated for anything, right? And so I was just really on my knees because I had been dealing with these just like absolute crazy, intense manic episodes. My best advice is once you feel like there's something wrong, honestly, just look up some help online. It is okay to take a time out and go get help. It's okay to go and tell somebody, I am desperate. I need help. I need major help, like a lot. And I did some intensive therapy and it sucked, man. I'm not going to lie. I hate therapy so much. Oh, for someone who loves to talk so much.
I like to talk about the deep stuff.
No, I shut up. I'm fine. See, gotta pass. Because I know what to say and what to do to make them think that I'm okay because that's just part of it. Because I don't want anybody to know that I'm not okay. Embarrassing.
It sounds like you were a master masker, is what I like to refer.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. I mean, like I said earlier, you get told all you are is this, that, the other thing, all these negative things. You got to shut it all down. So you learn how to just put a fucking top on everything because you can't be loud and you can't be an extrovert and then have big feelings on top of that. That's too much for people to handle.
Right.
Way too much. So you got to pick, when are you going to put a top on? I cannot put a lid on this mouth. That ain't happening. I cannot put a lid on being an extrovert. I can put a lid on everything else though. So that's what I did.
And do you feel like you lose a part of your actual self
Oh,
through that?
God, yes, because then you are just mentally beating yourself up, especially that piece of you that everybody dings on, and it's just like a festering wound that never quite heals. Because as soon as it starts healing, it's boom, something else. And it doesn't help that I'm extra sensitive, even though I'm not going to tell you I'm extra sensitive. I'm not going to show you I'm extra sensitive.
You tough
So-
cookie.
Do that in the privacy of my own home.
Absolutely. In a closet, away from everybody else, too, as a matter of fact. Absolutely.
You love it. I know, like having all of the feelings all of the time, you almost, people are like, oh, you raise your hand when you need help, or what do you need? Or like, you don't even know what you need. And you can't even describe how you are because you're everywhere and nowhere all at once. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. You feel and think everything. And it's a very strange sensation, especially because sometimes it's way more intense than others, like you get
Yeah.
that, it depends where your parasympathetic system is at that point, like I'm constantly just churning underneath already. Okay. Like why, like I am constantly anxious and angry. Okay. That's me. I'm right here all the time. As it rises though, yeah.
As you slowly turn green.
Exactly. You feel more and more and more. And then you don't have an outlet for all of this big thoughts and big feelings and I don't have anywhere to go with all of it. And then you just shut down. It's too much. And then I just have to, and I literally will just like crumble, like physically crumble sometimes because it is too overwhelming. Yes, I know I'm medicated, but the delicate dance. All right. I've got other medicines that they're dancing together with. All right. So we're still working on a balance there. But that's what, it's just, I've got so much I want to do and I can't do it all because I just don't want anybody to see all of this. I know where to go with it and I'm physically exhausted and I'm done.
Rylan smash. We were going to the Hulk part.
It's very easy. But see, that's just the thing is that very easy can go that way. But that is not acceptable. That is not appropriate. You are not allowed to behave.
So behave. So where are your safe places?
Ooh, my closet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real.
Sounds dumb. Okay, listen.
No.
Because it is my
I'm only giggling because
ADHD
I have
dream.
seen you there.
I have it all organized by what it is and then by color and it rainbows across. And then it's like, it starts here with short sleeves. These are just t-shirts. And we go to work tops, going by color, print, black, blue. From blue, we're going to go to light blue. Light blue, we'll go into the whites and the creams and the browns and all of it. Yeah. So I go in there and I look at my clothes. All my Sheen dresses. And I didn't say it was a classy closet. I just said it was a closet, okay?
Mine is just throw that shit in there.
My stuff was put under the bed as much as possible.
What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of Sheen dresses and sew them together and use them as a slip and slide. My dad never let me have one because he said I would break my arm. Probably very accurate.
That's
and true.
fair.
What injuries have you had?
Well, the last injury still isn't quite healed. I broke this finger. I smashed it between a brick and the table. I mean, nothing you could do about it. Just fractured it. Let's see. I broke my ankle one time tripping over a toy poodle's dog bone. I'll never forget that. Because I started crying and yelling, and my mom's like, look, it's not like it's broken. And then the next morning I get up and my ankle's like that big around. She's like, oh shit. And mind you, sorry, Nan, this is the second time in my life that I've broken something. And Mom was like, that's not broken. First time when I broke my elbow when I was like 1 or 2. Took a couple days for her to figure it out. Come on, Ma. Second time in my ankle. It's just like, look, put some dirt on it. You're fine. Is it broke? Is it bleeding? Gosh, y'all aren't supposed to say yes.
It is broke.
There was no answer to yes. You're damn it. I don't know. Band-Aid?
There's no blood. You're fine.
Broken fingers. I've broken toes. I've broken ankles because of the career path that I chose. Lots of burns because I was in kitchens for a lot of years. A lot of burns, cuts. Yes, cuts. Losing eyelashes from getting too close to something. I've done that. Opened something up, just like a fire-breathing dragon on your face. Just yep. Like
don't get fake eyelashes and be a chef.
Oh, also, do not wear fake fingernails in kitchens. It's disgusting. Ugh. ESA.
Amen.
There.
Amen, sister.
Sorry, that was off topic.
That was good.
Anyone listening?
Real. How do you felt like things were harder for you than other people? Did you notice that growing up? Did you lose things? Did you forget things that the non-neurospicy would remember? How did you know you were different?
I didn't.
It hit you somewhere.
It didn't occur to me until maybe in my 20s. It didn't really click until my husband was like, you have got to go get tested for something because you are just all over the place. At this point, I had already been medicated for my mania. And we had finally got that under control, but I'm still an idiot. And I'm in my late 30s. So I'm like, it can't be perimenopause. It's early. And there wasn't anything, but that is a piece of my story, or she is a
Yeah.
big piece
Mine too.
and
Same.
current piece of my story.
Yes.
But we're talking about past. So at that, perimenopause wasn't an issue at that point, but I was still an idiot. Like I just was a moron. I had plenty of thoughts and I could not get words out. I did not finish sentences at all. In my head, I did, but I did not say it all. Losing stuff, just running into things. My elbows are constantly swollen. This one elbow has been swollen now. As I look at my calendar, I can tell you where the first time I did the big hit, and then I just keep dinging it. It's been like a month and a half because I just flailing all around like an octopus. I have, yeah. So, yes, injuries, massive. And that was a long answer.
This is why we have an agenda to stay on top, which I have been ignoring actually. And Whitney is probably cringing at my questions that keep going back and forth.
No, you guys are good.
How has your experience being neurospicy, how has that helped or hindered you relating to others?
That's funny. I've never quite thought about that because it's just my nature to talk to people. I cannot help myself with that. I will talk to anybody anywhere. I do not care.
No
Up to
stranger
you.
danger for her.
No, it may be awkward to you. To me, it is not at all. And it doesn't click with me that maybe it might have been awkward until later. And then I'll ruminate on that for a while. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, I've just made those poor people feel really awkward. Oh God, should I go back and tell them I'm sorry? Make it even weirder? Yes. So, all right.
Think
all
about
right,
it 5 years later.
I'm laughing because I've done
finished-
this. Yes, I've done
I
this.
finished conversations
Yes.
like a week later. I did. I had to tell this lady exactly a week later because there's a lady that comes in and helps out my mother-in-law who lives with me. And I had started a conversation with her, went in the left freaking field, and she probably was like, thank God she had to walk away. So this is why I had this happen. And she looked at me like, what? She had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, I finished the conversation we had a week ago. You don't remember that? She's like, no. Okay. You feel better? I'm like, yes, absolutely. I feel better. Thank you. And I would walk away with pride because I knew what I did, which is really freaking weird, but hold that head up high and walk away. Okay.
No. Rylan, I feel so seen right now. You have no idea. I've done that where you make it awkward and then you ruminate and then you're like, oh, I should go apologize. And then you go apologize and then you ruminate about how awkward and weird the apology was.
Yes.
And then you're like, should I apologize again?
Chris,
Like,
about
fix it?
Like, so if I do a double apology, is that weird? Does anybody do a double apology? You know what? Maybe I should send somebody else over there to apologize for me. People like cookies. That is how it works.
Does anybody have their address? I'm going to send them tips treats. Yeah.
I'm picking up my children now, and I have no idea what's happening over here. Y'all, fuck all y'all. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, but I am convinced I have to go pick up my children from school right now.
So real.
What were we talking about again?
It's so hard because it's like I see you, like I feel seen just
I'm
listening
trying
to you, and then I like, oh wait, I'm here doing an interview. I need to hold it together and keep it on track. And
Be professional. Be professional, madam.
Whitney
I
usually
have-
is my
You do,
compass.
though. It's like you're talking about earlier, like giving people advice on if they're going through something, asking for help and looking for that help. And I think this is where everything stemmed from for Michelle, is that she was very much the person that would go and look online and look for someone that's gone through the same thing. And nobody talks about this shit because you didn't talk about it. And so that's what we're doing. We're talking about the hard things that no one talked about so that we can help someone down the line be like, oh my God, I feel seen.
And, I was never the one to look for other people. Again, a big personality. I was just too much for everybody. Like, that's just what I was. I never had a name for it. So finding help was weird for me. I'm not supposed to be broken. That was kind of my rumination. Like, I'm not supposed to be broken. And now I'm even more broken. God damn it. My dopamine makers are broken. My serotonin makers are broken. What the fuck do I have left? Thank you very much. I've got epinephrine. All right, I got one.
We're all broken in some way.
So
I can't have gluten anymore.
right. So finding that
where-
help, like I said, my husband was very instrumental in it. I didn't ask for help. I didn't look for help because I didn't want to be more broken. I was already broken enough. So I just kind of fumbled through the darkness until I realized I just been raw dogging life for no damn reason other than the fact that I just didn't want to say something else wrong with me.
Where do you think that, like, because this has been another big conversation that we have all the time, I feel like that idea of I have to be this way. I can't be that way. I think that there's been a lot of unintentional ideas put on us when we were kids. Where do you feel like that came from for you, that you can't show you're broken? You shouldn't ask for help. You shouldn't show any sort of like,
Don't
show
show your
because-
shit.
yes.
You have it together. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
it was very much passed. I mean, that's what my parents did, but it's very much passed down to them from their parents,
Oh,
the
yeah.
greatest generation, who were silent about everything. On my mom's side, very much a cultural thing. I had immigrant grandparents on my mother's side. It was very much a thing. You shut up. They were Italians living in New York. You did not say anything outside of your family. Hell, you didn't say anything inside your family because they were all going to tell everybody else. They would gossip. Oh, yeah. Gossip. They still do.
The grandmother, the Nonas.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
Love you, everybody. Lisa.
Please
don't
don't haunt me.
Gelantina. Who come haunting? My Aunt Fran for sure will be here. Thank you. You probably just called her up. Oh man, I have so many memories going to New York. My Aunt Fran, she would go down in her basement, creepy ass basement, but that's where the washer and the dryer were. And I'd go downstairs and she turned around. Oh, Rylan, great. Will you hook my bra? My 70-something-year-old aunt with them titties all the way down to her belly button, asking me to put them floppers into that old shoulder, over shoulder boulder holder and tighten it up for her. That was what was in the basement.
Over the shoulder boulder holders with
That's what-
flapjack.
That's what Whitney calls my boobs, by the way.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
My mom's name is Fran.
That's fantastic.
Right. Right.
Like, that was way off top. That was that. My Aunt Fran, bless her. Oh man, she used to use the dotted lines on the freeway. She thought you like drove on it, like that was supposed to go to like the middle of your car, like you weren't supposed to go between them. Oh man, it was always fun driving with her in her giant Buick.
That sounds very terrifying.
Oh, it was. Still insane. But we were in a 1970 something Buick, so someone hit us. It's like hitting a tank. So we were pretty
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
Bless her.
where
He
in
was awesome.
Italy is your family from? Because mine is from
I'm a-
Calabria.
My family, we're actually Sicilian. We're Siciliana.
That?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I have friends who are Sicilian, like who come from Sicilian families, which is why, again, we're getting along so well, I think.
Yes. My family, like they were just dirt poor. Cousin Joey's a little questionable, not gonna lie. We're not quite sure. We don't
Joey's
ask
usually
questions.
are.
We don't ask questions. Vinny, same thing. Just don't ask. No reason. But otherwise, we're just very, very, very judgmental.
Who immigrated? Was it your grandparents or your parents?
My great grandparents came over, Ida and Angela. They came over and they've got their names in Ellis Island on the wall. They came through those doors and everything, and they settled. They stayed in New York And they had 6 kids, and the 6 kids are kind of like the overlords of our Italian family over there in upstate New York. You get all of those siblings together, and you get 6 siblings, and then all of their kids trickle down, and their kids have all their kids, and everybody's a cousin and an aunt. Really, you're related, to be fair. It's like third
To be a
cousin,
fly
twice
on that
removed.
wall.
You know, everyone's just yelling at each other, but we're actually just eating.
Yeah. Eat something. Yeah.
Family reunions in New York were a great time. I won't lie. They were fun.
I love it. I love it. My family came from New York. I had some in Chicago too. And so I'm assuming you grew up in the New York area. Is that correct?
No. I'm born and raised in Texas. My mother did, yes, but she left New York and met my father down here. That's how I ended up down here. Yes. So we go back to New York. And I've been there several times over my lifetime and done that whole full Italian meals. Yes. Like we've got all of it. And the last time I was there was a couple of years ago. All right. I'm sorry. I went way off the topic there.
I love it. No, I wanted to dive into that because I'm always so interested because I'm a quarter Italian or a third actually, according to my genealogy.
I would say my genealogy, I
Very
am
German.
I'm 26%. And essentially, it's like coastal Italian or something like that. And then I'm 16% Iberian. I'm like, what does that mean? The Iberian Peninsula? Like, could you just focus on a country a little bit for me? Portugal, France. No. So,
See, I'm
yeah.
pulling mine up. I want to know my I can't remember my percentage.
You're all Germanic
like-
over there.
Yeah, I'm like 86.6%
Wow.
German, Northeastern German or something like that.
Northeastern
Hang on.
German in the Black
Mhm.
Forest. I don't know where the Black
That's
Forest is
not China.
located in Germany.
Hang on. 5.5% Bavaria, Germany. It's the northeastern side of Germany.
You're
mostly
you're not in
Bavaria.
the Black Forest because the Black Forest is in southwest Germany. So you're not absolutely couldn't be more opposite. I don't know geography. Sorry.
Learn more about Bavaria. Got a lot of German in me.
Well,
Really?
I need you to start making some schnitzel and some pretzels.
Yep.
Dig into them roots.
Yep. Let's get cultural
Kolache.
here.
Kolache, Colvanesque.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, I wear lederhosen.
I would take.
Women wear dirndls. So look at that too. Yeah. Yes, it's a dirndl. Always say that. But I don't. The husband took German for whatever reason, and that's why I know a lot about German stuff. Also, I like Rammstein, so I really feel like that's where it comes from. Makes no sense at all.
You were preparing for our friendship.
Yes, I was. I was doing research.
I like it.
I like it. All right. Back on track.
You're good. You're fine. We'll get back on track, I promise. You talked about earlier, you're like, I was stupid. I was dumb. Like, I've noticed in myself, even like how down on myself I've been, like feeling lazy. Like, can you like talk about what that is like in your position and just kind of like, I'd love for people who again are going through this, they can see themselves in this position, and the more we give language to it, it helps.
When you're talking about, being dumb or
So
negative
there it
stuff,
is.
Ruminating.
Yeah.
I knew I had a word in my head, but if I don't have the right word, it
That.
yeah. Otherwise, that file's
It's a
closed.
different language. Yeah.
Right. Rumination is part and parcel of both diagnoses, unfortunately. It's something that I still struggle with. And it's a lot of mental talk to yourself, having to tell yourself to stop. But it's still something that I struggle with, especially because I'm an instructor. I teach Pilates to people the best 100% of the time. So when I teach a class that I do not feel in my heart and in my soul was 100%, I will think and think. I've now ruined 12 people's night because I screwed up here. I will mess up my wording because when I'm teaching, I'm talking a lot. Everyone has to listen to me, but I can't get my words out sometimes. I've moved on in my head to the next move, but I'm still trying to tell them to do this move over here. And so I get my words jumbled up, I get my thoughts messed up. And then I think, oh, you did a terrible job. Everyone's going to be thinking about how terrible, no one's going to come back to your classes. Now you're not going to make any money. Then you're going to start to lose your job. Then what are you going to do? Because I fumbled over 3 words. I've lost my job. And that rumination turns into that catastrophic thinking very easily. And it's hard to stay in it. And the best way to do it for me, a tool that has helped, is just writing a brain dump. And literally, it doesn't even make sense half the time. It's just a little tablet that I have. This was just a brain dump that I did earlier before this because I really wanted to try to like get it all out so I could try to remain as focused as I could on this, because I know if I didn't, I would be thinking about, because I've got other projects going on right now. Like, I'm trying not to think about them at all, but that has been incredibly helpful. Now, it could be emotions, it could be feelings, it could be a word, it could be a picture, it could be anything. Whatever makes you feel like you're going to just get it out. Because in my case, I have all these emotions and all these thoughts and all these ideas, and they're all coming at me rapid fire. And I'm ready, nowhere to go with it. And then it's just all here and shut down. So when I'm rapid fire, that is when I pull it out and write all those rapid fire thoughts down. Now it's out. Okay. I can see my tabs that are open up now. I can go back and cross it off. Now, I've got one here. I have one in my purse.
That was my next question. How many notebooks do you have?
Right now, I have 3 because I carry one with me at all times. I will park my car if I have to write in it, honestly, because driving and listening to music is one of my things. I love to do it. I have cymbals on my air vent in my car so I can play the air drums and then right on my cymbal.
Eric said that she's
amazing.
Animal from the Muppets.
I'm fucking amazing at air drums. Just so everyone knows. Air drummer available for hire.
I have a question to both of you because
Oh,
you guys
shit.
are both this person. You guys both have to do your brain dumps and you guys both do your writing. I mean, y'all are the same person.
I'm actually inattentive.
You're the inattentive.
Yeah,
and she's
I'm
the-
not, now I'm ruminating like, oh my God, what if I said something that's gonna piss somebody off? What if I'm gonna embarrass somebody? What if I said, oh my God?
I will never
It's
let you
nothing.
sound like an asshole.
I know that. I know that.
yeah,
I just,
exactly.
like, I know it.
Yes,
It's like
this
one
part knows, but this
but
part
this
does not.
part, I can't get it. Like,
Yeah.
not working. You know,
I get it.
it's that fear. It's that fight, flight, or freeze. Because people forget about that freeze. Freeze is a real reaction, and I do that. That's when I talk about melting down. That's freezing. So think of it when I say melting down. I'm not talking about like kicking, screaming, and doing anything like that. I'm talking about I just simply shut it all down, and I cannot make a decision. I simply cannot. And I have no control over it at all. And literally, your body almost physically freezes, and you have to, hopefully, you have somebody around that can help calm you down when you get to that point. That's why I started this, brain dump thing before you get to that point. But the fight, flight, or freeze, because I don't fight tools for that shit. I know. I may fight like verbs.
She used to.
Mm.
Right,
Oh.
so question for both of you, since you guys are both I have to write things down. I am the writer downer of the brain dump of information before I get to a point where I just can't function anymore. First question, how long have you guys been doing it? When, how does it help you? Like, do you feel like you are actually calming down and you're able to, like, once you get your emotions out? And then second, have you ever tried to do like a voice memo, or is the act of writing the part that's important, and that's how you feel like you're truly getting it out more than speaking it.
Mm. It's like a physical urge for me to speak. I
Mhm.
cannot explain it other than that. It is like an itch that has to be scratched. I have something to say about everything, whether or not it is important, accurate, or even true. But I have something, and it is a physical urge to get it out. So writing helps. It's not the perfect solution for me, especially because I get these urges in very inconvenient times. You can't just like stop on the freeway so you can write down something that you've been ruminating on because, where we live is 450 square miles of traffic. All right. So you got plenty of time in the car to think about
That's why I
things.
was wondering, like those little voice memos that people will take as they like, you see in the shows like doctors have, and they have a thought. They're like, so on this patient, we need to do, da, 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 da. Because what I see you doing driving and then doing that and then hitting your symbol and then coming back and driving.
That would be good. I've never tried voice recording. I don't know. That's worth a shot. I'm willing to try anything once.
Yeah.
That's how I tried mushrooms.
Right? Sorry, Mom.
Mom, turn off your ears. I'm sorry.
You have to yell her
Michelle,
name like a
Michelle,
goat.
you gotta come.
Ma.
Michelle's gonna have to come. You're gonna have to come to the farm and meet Ma.
I have to. I
It's so
have to,
fun.
100%.
Yes.
For me, I started writing on accident. It was just like, I felt like I was about to explode. And I was in a place where I couldn't go anywhere or do anything except for just like, and finally I just grabbed a pen and paper. And I think I wrote like, I don't know, 15 pages of just pure, like just rage. Like nothing really made sense. But then after you kind of let the lid off a little bit, let the steam out a little bit, then you can actually go into like organized thoughts and then find a solution. Going walking for me helps us a ton. Every single time I go for a walk, or I have a problem, I will leave and go and try to go for a walk because that just clears it out for me. I have tried voice memoing. It's called IOP, PHP, where I went on leave. And so I was in group therapy. And that was one of the exercises to try voice memoing. And I have a lot of people in my life that like to voice memo, like message back and forth. But I'm so much better at organizing my thoughts in writing. When I'm talking, it's just like loop to loop to loop. Part of the exercise was to let people in class listen to one of your audio thoughts. And I was just like, I'm never doing that again. Like, that was awful.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's also almost like the sound of your voice is even annoying sometimes.
Oh
And
God, I feel like that all the time. Yes.
so, yeah, look at me in a podcast. But
You sound wonderful, by the way.
Thanks.
Sound amazing.
But when I'm in that state, when I just like everything is exploding, the thoughts and the feelings, everything isn't pretty. I don't want people to see that because it's not all of me. That's not who I am. It's just what I need to release to find me again, if that makes sense.
You need to let the Hulk out to find Captain America.
Yeah. Michelle Smash. And
There
then,
you go.
and then I'm like, Bruce again. And well, actually, this is how I feel. And this is how I think. And this is what we should do. Yeah.
But what's funny too, and I just thought of this, is that we're using writing in different ways. So you are organizing things, which is incredible because I cannot do that. It is literally just bits. It's not even, some are sentences, some are just 2 words. Sometimes I write it like I would if I was taking notes. Sometimes it's just like I write it in different ways. So mine's just a bleh, and then I'm done with it. I don't go back and read it. I don't use it for anything. I just get it out and I'll move it on. So that's very interesting that we're approaching the same thing, but in two different ways. Just wanted to
Yeah,
sound
wish.
smart.
I wish I could
You do
do that.
sound smart. You are
Oh,
Oh,
smart.
you do. You really, yeah, no, I love this take, how we have different takes on it, because I wish I could do that, Rylan. I'm a meaning maker. I have to make a meaning out of everything and come to the what is the meaning of life and all the shit. So like I have to completely let it out. Then I have to put it in an organized place. So I was recently also diagnosed with autism. So that's
I
where
was
the
gonna
autism
say,
comes in.
I was about to say, this sounds like a little bit of the tism
Yeah.
because I have family that is a little bit of the tism,
Yep.
and that sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Do you do any stemming?
Oh yeah.
Yes, my family member would always, growing up, would do something like this. Now we come to find out it was stemming because, again, things that we've learned as things have progressed.
We did an episode after Michelle's diagnosis, and we did talk about how even 12 years ago, you couldn't be both ADHD and autistic. They're realizing you can be.
And
In 2013 is when they just realized that.
if you go back even further to the early 2000s, then everything was just manic depression or bipolar. Manic depression was light, bipolar was heavy. That's all it was. One of those two things. So you were crazy no matter what. Were you kind of crazy or were you really crazy? Which flavor will you? Yeah, gotta pick one. Now we've progressed to where it's now we can break it down to bipolar A, bipolar B, bipolar. What's the other one? There's another one. Anyway, and then autism, we now have like a scale for it because there's no one word, but there's it's a big old rainbow, it's umbrella, you know. But now we can break it all down and even further. It's kind of exciting to see where it will go in the future now that people are accepting mental health as being such an important piece to health and wellness as a whole.
Yeah.
And there's more money being put into it and more, research. So can't wait to see what's in the future. But
No, you're right. I mean,
wow.
I was going to add to it where we talked about how ADHD shows up differently for girls. And forever it was, oh, young boys are more likely to have autism. And so there's like that other part of it. It's like I got hit with a double whammy. And you want to hear how autistic I am? how serious I am about meaning. So now my journal is like a meeting agenda notebook where it has an agenda, action items, and brain dumps.
Wow.
Whitney has seen it.
Mine's just like some bullet points, like learn, cry, touch, joy. I literally just wrote email. I don't even know what the hell I meant. Email. That's all it says. Email.
My notes app on my phone because I can't get to a pen and paper and write fully what I want to say. So I just put stuff on my notes app. My notes app is batshit crazy.
I will start 11 things and I'm okay with about 9 of them not actually being finished. I'll get to a couple of them. I'll finish the ones that have kept my interest and that give me joy. And that's what I will complete. If at any point I start I'm not good at it, I will not. If I am not good at it immediately, I will not do it. I'll tell you right now, I will not do it. If I do not get it immediately, it's not happening. First of all. Second of all, if it stays mundane, I'm out. Like knitting is just constantly doing this. I couldn't get it, number one, and then all I'm doing is clicking. No, thank you. I'm out. Sorry, knitters. Y'all do amazing things.
No, everybody has a purpose. And I don't. We don't accept that apology.
We really don't. One thing, as we're talking about learning more about autism and ADHD and all the things, terminology has changed too. Like I was having a conversation with my mother the other day. I was actually diagnosed ADD in middle school, like 6th grade. I don't know if it was because my mom was a teacher and she saw it differently and because she was around that a lot more. I think my brother was also diagnosed pretty early. So all the kids have it. We did Ritalin for a little bit or Adderall. I don't remember which one. And then we stopped. And then I had things that worked well for me until I hit perimenopause. ADD is not a thing anymore. Nobody says it anymore. It's now
So
inattentive ADHD. Michelle, you and I were talking about how Asperger's isn't really a term used anymore. So the concepts we had about being neurodivergent 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago is different than it is today. And that's hard for a lot of people to accept, that it changes and that we don't know it all, and that the idea of this thing is going to keep evolving. And as we learn more, don't like to accept that. And I think the more we talk about it, the more people need to understand, like, we don't know everything and we're still learning. And as people are getting more comfortable talking about these things, the idea of you being neurodivergent and that being a bad thing, is hopefully going to go away, because none of us here, we're not bad people.
now,
I mean, maybe
and you know
Rylan.
what?
I'm just kidding.
There was always that stigma growing up. Mental health had a stigma. Having mental health issues has a stigma. Kids these days have grown up. For instance, my older daughter has grown up in a day and age where mental health is being addressed early, it's being addressed loudly, and it's being taken seriously. So they don't have that shame that I carry, because that's what was put on us as kids. They don't have that. So I'm happy for that. Sucks for us, but generation by generation will get a little bit better. Maybe in 500-600 years, we don't have to live on Mars by that point. But if we have to go to Mars, I want to go. Let me know. Let me girl up. I'll take
Sign
that
me
fight.
up.
I don't know how well I could tune for like a month, but someone's got to be there for comic relief, right? Boring as
Exactly.
shit.
If I was even listening, they're like, who do you want to bring? Rylan.
See, getting
Thank
baited out.
To add to that, I think mental health is sticky, kind of, because when you learn about it, you're like, oh, that's a thing. And so it's a whole nother perspective. So you just kind of dip your toe in the water a little bit, and then you walk away and you move on with your life, right? But being in it 24/7, and now I'm able to use language to treat myself better, to take care of myself in a healthier way, because I know what it is. Now I find it's hard. I'm not ashamed at all. I'm actually like really like I'm proud. I'm excited to talk about this is my perspective. Like I want to scream it from the rooftops almost, but I also know, like, I've started playing around with like throwing it out to people randomly to see how they take it. And it's very interesting because some people get really uncomfortable. And a lot of the first words out of people's mouth, oh my God, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Like, and I'm like, what? I don't have to tell y'all the things. Like, I'm excited, and you're telling me, like, that's going to be an interesting journey when you can talk about it more. And I hate also when you talk about ADHD and autism, you're like, oh, I have a little bit of ADHD. Have you ruined your credit because of your ADHD?
Right?
That's real. Like,
That's happened.
yeah,
Not for me, actually, but
my husband helped me. It was great. But now I have the most perfect credit I've ever had.
Yes.
Ruined my credit in college because of it. Like,
I don't think we were taught very well about how credit worked either.
no,
that's
it's
another
not
topic.
anything.
Though. Educational system, and that's it. Yeah.
Where the fuck was I going with all that?
When you tell people about your diagnoses and they either come at it with, oh no, I'm so sorry, or oh, well, we're all a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where you were going.
Yeah. It's just, nobody knows how to relate to you. They don't want to upset you. They don't want to offend you, but they also want to be sympathetic and, like, obviously to find out that kind of diagnosis, you had to go through some hard times in order to get to the other side of it. People didn't know that. And now things are different because nobody goes to stay up to date on the subject of mental health, right? So when you get diagnosed and you're like, okay, I'm around mental health professionals, I'm around a team of doctors, everybody is going to tell me how to deal with this in a healthy way and get to the other side of this. I went to my psychiatrist this week and I got diagnosed over a month ago now. And she's like, oh, you can do this therapy. And I was like, what's that? And she was like, they didn't go over this with you. Every step of the way isn't perfect. When I give someone a task, I set them up for success. I over communicate. So when I get something, I'm like, oh, give me all the stuff. I want to know all the things. And nobody thinks to set you up for, they're dealing with their own shit. Let's be real. Like, congratulations, you have a diagnosis. Most people don't even have that. So, it's very difficult to live in this space that I'm noticing because I have to come correct. I have to educate others. I've not only had the hardship of this and being misdiagnosed and going through the shit that I've been through for decades. And Rylan, please, again, chime in, please get me to shut up. But now I have to be an expert, something I just learned about myself a month ago, educate others. Now, and how I've been moving and walking through life hasn't worked. Now I actually know what is, but whenever I ask for it, people are like, that's weird. No.
Trying to advocate for yourself when people don't want to
Oh my
give
God.
you the things that would benefit you in a better way.
I had a dream where I was at work and we were all running a marathon together.
Oh, that
Ugh,
sounds
That's a
terrible.
nightmare.
It gets better.
Nightmare.
So, Rylan, I have broken my ankle last year in 3 places. So I'm,
the contagious between you two.
what's that?
The broken feet contagious between you
It
two.
is.
Y'all broke ass feet. Both y'all.
But I am now, all of a sudden, I find myself in the marathon with everybody else, and I'm on my scooter, my knee scooter. He's like, come on, Michelle. What's your problem? You've been able to run with us before. Like, get it together. Oh my God, you're so
Get together.
annoying. Like, and then they started judging the color of my scooter and they said it should be a different color. I just went off. I'm sorry, guys. But this is what I'm in the middle of right now is I am somebody who didn't want to make a fuss about things. I don't want to make waves. I just want to fall in line. I just want to be quote unquote like normal like everybody else and fit in. I don't want to make a big spectacle of things or of myself or like make something special because I need it and fuck everybody else. I do not want this. And I had a lot of shame for needing it, which is why I rejected it for so long. But now that I accept myself for who I am and now I'm asking for what I want, it's like, who the fuck is that girl? Like,
It's a fight.
advocating for yourself is Rylan, you said earlier, like, oh, I'm not the example of what to do or how to figure it out. Nobody is.
That's very poignant and that's very true. There is no one right answer because we are all very different. And what we are talking about is a hormone in our brains.
Yes.
We cannot fix that.
Yep.
That is just what we have. And we, depending on each of our brains, how much of what it wants to produce and at what time as well, because there's days and there's moments and there's hours that you're fine. Bitch, get back in line. You know damn well you ain't right. Shut up. Yes. Your brain gives you it's like a little like glimpse of what it's like to be normal. And you would crave to be normal.
Yeah.
Shit. What's normal at this point? I still am struggling. So that's why I say I am not like I am no what's the word I'm looking for?
Guru.
No, fuck no, I'm no guru. People should not be following
Okay,
me.
Miss Pilates.
Listen, y'all follow my directions. That's just a terrible idea, really. Good life lesson right here. Don't really listen to me.
No,
Let me tell you what
guys.
not to do.
Right? Like, hear me out and then do the opposite of what I did. That is life. That's good life lessons right there. So, no, because I'm still struggling. And I don't know how long it's going to be a struggle. It's been a struggle my
Forever.
entire life. Yeah. You know, I probably will always be. Has it gotten better as I've gotten older? Yes. I've learned to accept more parts of myself as how I am. There are days where I feel better about that than others. There are some days where I'm just like, I literally have zero fucks to give. Like, this is my garden and it is barren of fucks. All right. And that is how my day will go. And it'll be wonderful and glorious. And it's fine. And then there are days where I wake up like that, just because of a dream I had. A dream I had, which is not real, has now set off my parasympathetic system. So I am now in flight or freeze. And that sucks. Because then I also know I'm going to be like that the rest of the day. It's going to go up and down. I know I'm going to have a meltdown. And when I say meltdown, again, not screaming and crying, it says, hold on, I had to write it down. Everybody in their life experiences overwhelm at some point in time. People with ADHD experience overwhelm multiple times a day. That is the difference. So that panic, that fear, that anxiety, thinking happens multiple times a day, not once a week, not once a month, every day, multiple times a day. And that is what it feels like. Catastrophic thinking is what we have to deal with. Medication helps. My medicine, only so much, not going to lie. But again, I've got other factors working in. So that's why it's a little bit more of a delicate balance for me, balancing out with other stuff. But I'm going to say, I think just comes with age as well. Learning how to accept yourself. You know, it's tough being young. I wouldn't go back. I would not go back to my teens. I would not go back to my 20s. I would like my skin back. You could take one. If anybody, you know, wants to sponsor some Botox for me, by the way, my Instagram handle is Pilates Out Loud.
Love it.
Is that
Dropping that in.
We'll
like,
tag you in it, so don't worry.
all right? Great.
Oh.
Whoa. There's no
and then-
perfect, beautiful path where people walk and are like they get. Oh fuck. It's like it's not a Miss America pageant where you walk down the aisle and you put your crown on. You're like, oh, I have it. Hey, like this is not the way to do it. Like,
nah. Nobody knows. Like I said, everyone's their own special narrow spicy. What else
yes,
you got? You know, like
yeah,
I've got a touch of HD. Fuck you, I'll punch you in the throat. I actually have.
yeah, right.
But you know, like you said, everyone's got their own special of how they do things, how their brain's gonna work, what level of serotonin, what level of dopamine.
Look at you with your $10 words.
I know.
Mhm, thank you.
Norepinephrine. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I just hit triple word on that Scrabble board. I'm terrible at Scrabble, by the way. Terrible. I can't spell for shit, and I don't care.
That's why we have spell check.
I can't be bothered to figure it out. To be fair,
That's right.
One of the things you said was there's no one way to approach ADHD and how people handle it. And I am not a brain dump journal writer. Fuck that. I don't want that because it's not my thing. Get away
Yep.
from me. Like, no. But then you guys both come at it in a different way too. The important thing to know is there is no one way. And, you know, Michelle, you said you tried the voice memoing and it was not for you. You know, Rylan, that may be for you as you're driving in your car a lot more and you may enjoy that. But I think it's important as people are going through this journey of learning themselves and learning how to navigate being neurodivergent in any sense that it is, all of the encompassing things that come underneath it, that just like as science is learning that there's more to it, like we should be also trying different things because different things are going to work. It is a long journey. I mean, I started figuring out that I was having issues in 2020, and like with it started with anxiety and it started going more mental for me, and that's when then I started having chronic migraines, and then it just kept snowballing from there, and now I'm coming to realize that it was me hitting perimenopause and that messing up all of the ADHD and all the things inside me that I never managed. And I'm learning from like ADHD psychologists that unmanaged or untreated ADHD can cause migraines. I have chronic migraines and now I am unofficially epileptic. Like, what the hell? That does not run in my family. So what are the correlations between being neurodivergent and not having enough of this dopamine, not having enough serotonin, not having enough of the things that our body needs to function? How is that affecting us in the long run? Like, we shouldn't look at it like it's a bad thing and, oh, we don't talk about it. No, it's something that our body just needs to function. The more we can talk about it, the more we learn about it. People shouldn't be ashamed for that being part of who they are.
Yeah.
And it is hard to think about and talk about for many people.
I still to this day, it's for me too. Like this right here, I had to pump
Mhm.
myself up for this for a long time, man. Whew, it's been a couple of days in the making up here. I'll tell you what, though, I have a craft project that is half finished outside because of this podcast. So thanks. You got me going on one of my projects that I bought that I didn't start yet, but I did now. So thanks to y'all,
You-
I got that kick in the ass for that. The only
Your
problem is
painting
the
is
podcast.
hanging in my bathroom.
But oh yes, my very shocked flamingos that I gave you. Let's hope that now that it's over, I'll finish it. There's that possibility. Jake, and that's funny too, because like moving forward, how I plan to do this, because like I said, I'm still dealing with a lot of this shit. Maybe in another year I'll have a little more wisdom. Who knows? Maybe I'll just get dumber. Probably. I don't know. What I want to do moving forward and what I am planning on implementing and trying to is harnessing this as my superpower. I am tired of it dragging me down. I have allowed it to drag me down. I didn't realize for a long time that's what it was, but now that I do, and it's still, all of these things, I still allow it to drag me down. So I started, listening to TED Talks about how ADHD can be a superpower kind of thing. And while I am no expert, do not get me wrong, I am not here to say go watch anyone or anything because I don't even know their name. I am simply saying that frame of mind is where I want to go with it and where I am choosing to move forward with it.
I love that.
I think something that has been helpful.
Nobody
Yeah.
said anything. I
No,
was like, do I just sound like an idiot?
No,
No,
what you
so
said
good.
was so profound. Like it hit me in my sternum.
One of the things I've been thinking about too is you need a good support group. And I
Yes.
don't know if you have that or not, but we want to welcome you into our
You-
show.
Like dark.
We're just a bunch of neurospices, and you can just sit in the background as much as you want and just listen and chime in whenever you want, but there's no judging in it. So
There's
I
zero.
think that
I
I
love
think find your tribe. And it's so funny how neurodivergents find out the other ones. And then we are all like talking about this stuff. And then we realize that, oh, we're different. And we're like, no, y'all are different. We're not different. We're cool.
I just think going forward, it's going to become more positive. It's just going to become more mainstream. And I think that people are going to start to get out in front of these things, which is what I truly hope. Instead of having to deal with it and then figure it out, we get to the point where we're in front of it. and then we can do things to mitigate whatever it may be. So that way, you don't have to go through the bullshit. So I think that that is hopefully where we get to at some point. Maybe not in this lifetime, but
That's what we want. And that's why these conversations, I think, are important.
in the meantime, you've got some weird ass chicks like us getting together talking about it and gonna go shoot this out to the universe like a bunch of, I don't even know what's about to happen now. I'm gonna get like 4 or 5 new Instagram followers out of this, aren't I? Maybe 6.
Get
I'm
ready,
gonna
world. Strap
slide
in.
in. I'm gonna get a DM from somebody. They're just gonna send me the picture of an actual eggplant. Oh, it's just gonna be one they grew because I grow eggplant as well, and people are aware of that.
Or they might DM you and be like, hey, nice owl.
I like your head weight. PM or whoever owns damn rights now.
I
Yes.
think what has helped me is just have language. I mean, I didn't realize this. I did not like myself until like April of this year, my whole life. But then when I understood where things came from, again, meaning maker, hello. But when I understand the why and the how, I can relax. And it's not because I'm dumb. It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm stupid. It's not because I'm a pain in the ass. Like, this is what it is. And this is where it comes from. But it's almost, I feel like I've become more compassionate towards others too. When other people are like, I just ruined everything. And I'm like, not on my level, you haven't. Like, let's figure it out. We can do this. Like, I've done things 10 times worse than that. Like, this is nothing.
It is okay to be not okay. And there are people there. And just look up. Sometimes it's hard to look up, but there's someone there. Hell, you could just text one of us. Or don't text me. That's weird. I'm not giving you my phone number, but slide into one of their DMs. Go message them. Their podcast.
No eggplants, please.
No
Eggplants.
eggplant. Real or imagine. You know what I mean. Sir, you are imagining.
I'm too married
Not
for this
accurate
conversation.
It was a good time. It's always a good time when you get some spicy calientes like us together, huh?
That's right.
Why do I sound like I'm from New York all of a sudden?
I know. That's why I was like, there's no way you grew up in Texas. I mean, I shared kind of like how things have lightened up for me. How have things lightened up for you, Rylan? Like, maybe with your husband, your family.
Yeah, so having a diagnosis, having a name, having a word gives you a little bit of
Language.
power, right? Yeah, it does give you a little bit of power because now you're like, okay, so now I know something I can actually go look at for, like instead of just like going through the world, right? So, telling people that generally the reaction was, you don't say. Very low surprise, if at any. So, wasn't like a big shocker or anything to anybody. But it explained, not excused, now that I know, and my husband is more aware and he's educated himself and he did it on his own, which is wonderful. It's great. That's also the type of person he is too. A singular focus like that. Y'all ever want to know what best insurance to get, whether the cheapest rate is? This man's is your man. Every year, like clockwork, researches it. It is his mission in life for 2 days straight. We're going to get the cheapest rate. Fantastic. So he laser focused in on all my issues too. And, it's a learning curve for him as well. It's like, because what you research isn't necessarily exactly what pertains to you. So there's a lot of that, thinking that, oh, I got it figured out, and learning later, no, that was not right. Thank God for him. Now, really, it's evolving and being more supportive and understanding where I'm coming from, hearing me, which, even though it sounds weird, somebody who talks as much as I do, not being heard, but
Oh my gosh, you just hit me in the gut. I didn't. I was filling my space with so many podcasts, music, audiobooks, like I wouldn't sit with myself. And so I never actually paid attention to my thoughts or feelings because I didn't think they mattered, because all that matters is how I show up in front of the other people in front of me and how they accept me.
But it's cool that you had that realization so you can. Instead of living your entire life as a lie, better now than never at all. So go find the fucking name. Sometimes that's one of the hardest things for us to do is to just start. And for me, that is a really hard one, is to just start. I will freeze and I have to have a push. Sometimes externally, like my husband can give me that push to do it. A lot of times it has to be within, and that is hard. But oh, we can do it. We've done it before. We can do it again. This one is a big, hard start for you. Like, that's a big one, but it's awesome because you have it and you know it.
You're 100% a pet, like fitness instructor. 100%. Like, can you just come with me everywhere? Like, that would be great.
I'll tell you, I love to motivate. That is true. I'm great in those classes. I feel like I'm great. Some of them may have something else to say.
No, you're amazing at what you do. I can already tell for sure.
Well, thank you. Oh,
Yeah. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about, that you wanted to bring up?
I came into this without any preconceived notion.
I just want to make sure
Yeah.
everybody who comes on says what they want to say. And
No, as I do with a lot of things in life, I walked in blindly with some misguided notion that I should have supreme confidence in what is happening. And it served me well sometimes. I mean, I accidentally screwed up and got promoted a couple of times just by, I don't even know, because I just have blind confidence, no reason whatsoever. Can you fly this plane? Absolutely.
Sure.
You know how? Nope.
I'll figure it out.
I bet you I can figure it out though, and it will be just fine. Don't worry, I've got this.
Oh my God, I love this conversation so much. I have a lot of respect for you, and I just really appreciate you coming on to share your story.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks. I don't like, it's funny because you say that I was open and vulnerable. I don't feel like I was, but then again, I don't know. I'm glad, and I hope maybe it resonates with somebody as they're
Yeah.
like, yes, I am that loud and crazy person. All I can say is you're not alone, and you are exactly what you need to be. I don't know.
And so are you.
Love you, loud and crazy ones.
Love you,
But
loud
I-
and
but-
crazy ones.
I hope that you see that my face is in the middle of my heart too.
I do see it. It's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You're incredible. You're incredible. We hope you can come on again down the road. We want to
Yeah.
also talk to how did you become a fitness instructor? Like, that's a whole other
Sure.
story too.
She's the one that got me into Pilates, and I started taking Pilates. And then I had a job that I just oh God, I was having a panic attack like every day because of it. I kind of got out of Pilates, went back, started to help me mentally. And then I looked at my husband, they had instructor classes coming up, and I said, I want to quit my corporate job and I want to become a Pilates instructor. Thank God he was very supportive. And I was going to school full time too. So I went to school full time and became a Pilates instructor. Basically, it's a 500-hour course. So I just treated it
Wow.
like a second job. So I just threw myself into it. Took me about 6 months. That's what I did. That's how I became a Pilates instructor.
What's your favorite
Less
job you've done
stress.
so far?
What's my favorite job so far? Man, I love teaching Pilates. I'm not gonna lie. I really do. It's nice because I don't have the same amount of stresses as I did in my corporate professional. I did love working at the zoo too. I hated the hours, but I did love working there. It was a really cool group, and I got to hang around animals. I got to throw parties at the zoo. Pretty cool.
Feed
But-
turtles.
Yeah, the tortoise. Don't be
My
so
bad.
disrespectful. Come on now. Two completely
I'm
different
asshole.
species. Completely different
Mm.
species. Ugh. But I do love Pilates. Yeah, I guess, but truly one of my favorite jobs ever, being a bartender.
There you go.
I love to be the bartender. I would not do that again right now. I'll tell you right now. I would never do it again. But I had a blast when I did. That was a very, very long time ago. But I loved that time. Yes.
It's that banter
Well,
that you get to do all the time.
I get paid money to talk to people. Kind of do the same thing now, but alcohol's involved. There's a lot of other things, a little bit different, you know.
Well,
Oh,
Rylan, thank you so much for joining us. I think is gonna definitely connect with people that need to understand that, you know, we can be big and we can be loud, and we are still good people, and we are where we're supposed to be. So thank you so much. I love you. I'm so happy I got the two of you together.
I know it's been a absolute blast. I will be back. This doesn't bomb completely, you know, hopefully like 4 or 5 people watch this so we can, you know, be on the radar at all. Like if I'm even on the list at all, that'd be amazing. Even if I'm like 15.
We're getting on the radar. We're going to get
You're on
big
our
and you're
list.
going to work for us. Yeah, you're in the
You're on
list.
our
I don't
list,
know,
and that's the
man.
only list.
Some pretty big names coming up. So all I'm saying. A lot of competition.
You're in there with them. You're in that mix. It's not just one style of person. We want people from all walks of life. All levels
Everybody's
of
got a different
influence.
opinion. Everybody's got a different way of looking at things.
Yes.
In the meantime, though, I do need to go eat something. I'm starving.
Yes, please go.
eat.
I'm sorry.
Go eat.
I love
Love
you
you.
both. Y'all are awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, she's incredible.
I love her.
Thank you for listening to Use Your Fear podcast.
Oh, great.
You can watch full episodes on YouTube, listen on all major podcast platforms, and support us on Patreon for additional cutting room floor footage. Follow us on all social media and visit our website at useyourfear.com to connect. Or if you've got a fear story to share, we'd love to hear from you. Please share and support so we can continue to have these meaningful conversations so others know they aren't alone. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.